Okay, I want to talk about the best job in the world, and I want to talk about why it's the best job in the world, the health benefits, almost zero stress, the rewards are incredible, and there's a progression to it. It keeps getting better.
¿Cómo está sembrando? Venga, tómale una.
And when you have a job that keeps getting better, more exciting, more successful, then it's easier to get up in the morning and to do your job. And I'm talking about being a food forest operator. So you have the number one objective is to feed your family. You want to grow enough food that you have fruits and vegetables and herbs and everything. You have sufficient to live very easily.
Productive soils will be the only way to feed the growing world
A
population.
food forest can do that very easily. It can create a surplus very quickly. The barrier to entry are as following. You need a piece of land. Land has gotten very expensive, so you're going to be pushed further and further and further out of the city, possibly out of the country. So you have to find a country, preferably a country that has perfect weather, sufficient water, sufficient sunlight, all those things. So real estate prices are going to go up. I presume farmland is probably going to double in price. So there is a sense of urgency. If you're going to do it quickly. That's what's happening here in Ecuador is everything is increasing in price and these gems of properties aren't available. They're all being bought up. So here's the concept of a food forest. So you buy this piece of land. Our land, for example, was completely destroyed by heavy rains, and lots of clay fell onto the land, hill slides, you name it. We had a river washing out our land. We had lots of hurdles, but we stuck to it, and slowly the fruit trees are creating this canopy that we need. And we didn't do a really good job in planting the fruit trees at the beginning. We're doing it now. So please remember, you have a 3, 4, or 5 year barrier to entry. What I mean by that is you need to grow your vegetables and all those things, and if you can sell them, you can sell them. But your main objective is to get to a stage where everything is protected by larger fruit trees. If you can get to that stage, you will have endless peaches, endless apples. You'll have, enough produce to make a really good living at it. And your job as a food forest operator will never go away. And I'll tell you why. Because this type of food that we grow, or completely organic, no chemicals, mountain water for watering and rainwater, you can't compete. You can't buy anything like that in the store. So if you have a setup where people can sort of have a day trip to come to your land, get 2 big grocery bags full of food, have a coffee at your place, get a lecture from the operator. It doesn't get any better than that, because you're actually contributing to people to understand how important it is to be more profitable per square foot. There is no gardening more efficient in terms of food value, nutritional value, and the actual volume that you produce in a food forest. So you're producing incredibly nutrient-rich foods that are, when you eat them, you can't compare it to anything else. They have a problem. They decay very quickly. So if you're buying food that lasts in your fridge for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, tomatoes, peppers, whatever it may be, those things are not organic. So operating a food forest, you have to really pay attention to creating a self-sustaining environment, and I'll explain that. What happens is you plant a tree. The tree is by itself. It has nothing around it. The earth around it is completely exposed. Guess what? The tree doesn't really do that well. If you plant it with herbs and vegetables and you have the entire ground covered, The cooperation between the tree and the understory plants is incredible. And then if you throw in this concept that you're attracting all this incredibly beautiful wildlife into your garden, they actually contribute to helping you. So it's this circle of life that you're trying to achieve. And what better thing is there than to creating a circle of life through your efforts, not through anything else. It's your efforts. Sure, if you left the land abandoned, it would start turning green again if the environment supports it. But actually having the opportunity to replicate nature is undescribable. We started, made some mistakes. We got wiped out 3 times from the river just basically taking our lower garden with it. So an understanding of how to get from A to B is knowledge. So nature will help you along the way. Like you will understand that, like if you have plants inside areas like this that are completely, these Benjaminis that are here are 3 feet higher than the ones that are by themselves, as an example. So this assembly of diverse plants helping each other, that is the concept of a food forest. And those plants will involve you. They will ask for water. They will ask for manure. They will ask for whatever they ask. You can see they get tired or they droop or whatever it may be. So you're directly involved with your garden, which is beautiful. You'll have reptiles. You'll have birds that actually basically are permanent residents. Like you can start giving them a name. We have reptiles down below that are you know, iguanas and all kinds of other things that basically they show their face. They have no fear of humans because they sense that there's no imminent threat towards them. So growing food isn't that hard, and growing food as a group of plant material in layers, and if you get the layers right, you can grow endless amounts of food. This job of creating organic food is 10 times better than sitting in any office at a desk. Not comparable to anything else that you could do. AI is not going to get you. It's not going to take your job away because AI can't do what we do. And having a good source of seeds is important. Understanding what these seeds do, spacing, all these things are really crucial in getting a great garden going. So knowledge, and getting out there and doing it and finding a piece of land is probably the best way to get involved in the best job in the world.